Title: The Lost Traveler and the Empty Castle. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between the rolling hills and vast woods, there was a curious young boy named Max. Max was known for his adventurous spirit, always wandering into places others dared not go. One bright morning, Max decided to venture deep into the woods. He had heard tales from the villagers of mysterious things hidden deep within the trees, and his heart was filled with excitement to explore them all. As he wandered farther and farther, the trees grew thicker, and the sunlight grew dimmer. Before Max knew it, he had strayed far beyond the path he knew. He looked around and realized he couldn't see the village anymore. He was lost. Max tried to retrace his steps, but every direction looked the same. The forest seemed endless, and the trees whispered secrets he couldn't understand. After a while, tired and a little scared, Max sat down on a rock, his shoulders heavy with worry. He wished he hadn't been so eager to explore. Just then, in the distance, he spotted something odd, an enormous stone structure emerging from the trees. It was a castle. Max's eyes grew wide. He had never seen anything like it. It was tall and grand, with towers that reached into the sky. But as he approached, he noticed something strange. The castle was quiet. No people, no sounds of laughter or bustling activity, just silence. The doors creaked open when Max pushed them, and he stepped inside. Inside, the castle was just as silent. Dust floated in the beams of sunlight streaming through the high windows. There were rooms full of beautiful furniture, long tables with golden plates, and grand tapestries hanging on the walls. But it all felt empty, as if the castle had once been filled with life, but now, no one was there. Max wandered through the empty halls, exploring every room, but there was no sign of life. The silence was unsettling. He sat on one of the grand chairs in the main hall and thought deeply about his journey. "I've found a beautiful castle," Max whispered, "but it's empty. It's not what I expected at all." As he sat there, an old, wise owl appeared from the rafters above. The owl, with its golden eyes, perched on the windowsill and looked at Max. "You seem troubled, young traveler," the owl said in a calm, deep voice. "What's on your mind?" Max, startled, looked up at the owl. "I thought I'd find something exciting, something alive in this castle. But it's so quiet. I thought it would be filled with treasures and people. Why is it empty?" The owl nodded slowly, its feathers ruffling in the stillness of the room. "Ah, you see, young one, the world is full of things that seem exciting at first. But true treasure is not always what you see. This castle was once filled with people, but they all left in search of something more. The treasures they sought were not outside of them, but within their own hearts." Max frowned, confused. "What do you mean? I thought treasures were gold and jewels." The owl's eyes twinkled. "Gold and jewels are things that can be held in your hands, but they can also be lost. The treasure within you, the one that stays with you no matter where you go, is your wisdom, your kindness, your curiosity, and your courage. This castle is empty, not because there are no treasures, but because those who lived here forgot that the true treasure was within themselves." Max thought about this as he looked around the empty castle. He realized that, while it was beautiful, it didn't bring him the happiness he thought it would. The castle was a reminder that it wasn't the places or things that filled life with meaning, but the way we choose to see and experience the world. The owl continued, "Now, you must decide what kind of treasure you will carry with you, Max. Will you search endlessly for things outside of yourself, or will you find the treasure within?" Max nodded slowly, understanding. "I think I understand now. The castle may be empty, but I have learned something important. The most important treasure isn't a place or a thing, it's what I carry inside me. My heart is the true treasure." The owl gave a soft hoot, pleased. "Exactly, young traveler. Now you are ready to find your way back home." Max stood up and thanked the owl. He took a deep breath and, with a newfound sense of peace, he turned and walked back through the castle. As he walked through the woods, the trees no longer seemed as scary. He felt lighter, as if he had found something more valuable than gold or jewels. the wisdom to carry with him always. When Max finally reached his village, he didn't feel the need to go searching for treasures in faraway places. Instead, he shared the lesson he had learned with the other children. True treasure is not something you can see or touch. It's something you carry inside you, your heart, your kindness, and the wisdom you discover along the way. And from that day on, Max became known not just for his adventurous spirit, but for the treasure of wisdom that he shared with everyone around him. The end. Moral of the story: true treasure is not found in things, but in the wisdom, kindness, and courage we carry within ourselves. It's not the things we search for, but the way we learn to see the world that makes life rich.